You make that trip to Grandma's, before you unwrap those presents, treat your family to the hottest event of the holiday season. Starrcade 90 Collision Course, live on pay-per-view. Witness the ultimate confrontation between Sting and the Black Scorpion. See the first ever tag team championship of the universe, and much more. Order this unforgettable gift for the entire family. Starrcade 90 Collision Course, a live pay-per-view spectacular, Sunday, December 16th.
Perfect WCW, Jim, on that little intro there. They said the first ever Galaxy Tag Team Champions ever, which did not stick. The Pat O'Connor International Tag Tournament is what they landed on. But leave it to WCW to keep the fucking, the little ad read the same. Because, I mean, fuck it, right? Jim Herd clearly doesn't give a fuck about fans. We'll get into that later. But, yeah. You know what? The macro thought on this watch through and this show is, while there is plenty of really good, and there's some great on this show. I mean, there's some truly great shit that I really did not know. I was like, man, I didn't even know that match existed, and it was goddamn great. And then, buddy, there is some hot, steaming shit that is, like, unfortunately kind of what clouds the entire sky that is Starrcade 90 Collision Course. And I'll say this, I don't think it's the worst watch along we've had. I don't think anything could ever be as bad as the summer of 1990 for us. That was fucking torture. But here, I mean, let's just get into, first off, when in 1990, this is a highlight for me, we start off hot with Landell and Flair, the Battle of the Nature Boys. On the 24th of November Power Hour is what my notes say. And it was great, but it was also like 7 minutes. And it also...
It was Rick running the gauntlet.
Yeah.
So he had Buddy, Ron Simmons, and Night Stalker.
Yes.
I totally thought it was going to be Rick.
Oh, buddy. I actually did not check out that Night Stalker match, and oh, buddy, I feel like I missed so much from that 3 minutes that surely it was.
I gave it 4.5 stars personally. But,
of course you did. Big Dave Meltzer.
I'm a huge Night Stalker mark myself. So
yeah, I'm a big Ox Baker mark, so, you know. The lineage is there. Like I said, you know, this is what we should have gotten in 85. The famous story with Buddy, where he literally was going to start a promo with Flair, win the belt. He wasn't going to have a run. Apparently, even Dusty was like, it was going to be a little flash situation, but we were going to give him the belt. 5 years later, about 50 pounds later for Buddy. Not hating, but it is what it is. You know, it was a great match that was made to look like shit. So that's that. Also, the other thing I noticed through this walkthrough was, even though they're out of the company, we just keep giving the Nasty Boys free fucking promotional fucking shit. I mean, we're just still going with them and the Steiners for like a good 2 weeks after they're gone, which I thought, wow. I mean, I get it's in the can, but did you really need to release that onto the masses? I mean, I don't know if we necessarily needed 2 beatdowns by the Nasty Boys on the fucking Steiners. But, yeah, I noticed that as well.
Yeah, I mean, it was... Okay, I think my only real highlight from the weekly watch-alongs is the Michael Wall Street porn video.
I'm trying... to like, I was like, maybe I'll vamp 5 minutes before we get into that, because that is the Hall of Fame level segment of this watch along. Like,
for as milk toast and boring as Mike Rotunda has been, him inheriting money and becoming a financial genius overnight.
Yeah.
All it takes is money. If you have the money, then you know exactly what to do with it.
Yep.
So we had the Michael Wall Street video of him like downgrading his employee. What do you want me? What do you think I want you to do? I want you to sell. Michael, he doesn't know. That's why he asked, buddy. And then Miss Alexander York and Mike are working together in, I mean, seriously, I think half the porn you watch in 1990s looks like this. Yeah, man, woman in the office. He's over his shoulder, kind of creepy looking.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. I mean, it's one of the only videos I've watched multiple times. I think I watched it the first time, I rewound it and watched it again, and then they had it on like next week, and I watched it again because it's just wonderful. So Michael Wall Street, I'm here for you, bro.
I watched it first on my TV before work the other day because I had a little late shift, and I was like, you know what it is? It's one of those things where it takes a minute. You're like, oh, this is just a really bad segment. And then you don't realize till it's over. Hold on. That is an all-time fucking dog shit segment. Hold on a minute. So then I pull the computer out. I'm like, hold it. I got to clip this. I clipped it. And then I watched it again after I clipped it when I put it on Threads. And I was like, oh my God. Somebody looked at this and went, fucking perfect. Send it out. Love it.
He's working the Michael Douglas Greed is Good, like Wall Street thing, like so hard. It's funny. I feel like I gotta check when Wall Street came out. I feel like that was in the 90s and
87.
Sorry, in the 80s and not in the 90s is what I meant to say. So it's just kind of funny again, kind of like the outdated thing. But Greed is Good, apparently, to Michael Wall Street. 12-1 Saturday night.
Yep.
Flying Brian versus Dutch. That means we can see Dutch's back here again. That's awful.
Kind of weird.
We get the video of Teddy being the limo driver for the Horseman, and I mean I said this last time, but me losing a bet is driving your limo, that's a loss for you, my friend. If I see you taking a sip, I will stop short. I will hit curbs. I'll back up. I will speed up and slow down. I would do everything just to fuck with your day. If I'm being your limo driver and don't want to be, it's not that hard. Like I said, I'm spiteful. I get my revenge on you. Teddy's revenge is, I believe, Flair gets kidnapped, and I'm not sure if there's ever a resolution of like how he got out again or not, or if it's just next week. Like, oh, Rick got out. I don't know if I saw anything with that.
We'll get into that. That's all the way at the end of Starrcade. But yes,
two other things for the 12-1 Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Sting promo, and he does that fucking Flair thing where he's like, we're talking about St. Louis. We're talking about walking the aisle. We're talking about walking through the ropes. I'm like, motherfucker, I know what we're talking about. And then the other thing is on that show, Lex has a secret. And he has a secret. And I'm like, oh, Lex, your secret, I know it's going to suck. And his secret does not suck. We do get Terry Taylor versus Marcus the Maniac. And my course question is, does he know Norman?
Yeah.
I don't know if the Maniacs and the Lunatics know each other. Gordon's very disappointed in Michael Wall Street for some reason.
Yeah.
I'm not totally sure why. During the Wall Street match, data is being processed on a little keyboard, apparently. I don't know. There's a Z-Man versus... I don't know. I watched 12-1 and took so many fucking notes. Nice. Z-Man versus Mark Kyle. I have a note on Z-Man versus Mark Kyle.
Fuck.
There's a girl in the audience, and she is so fucking excited to meet Z-Man. So fucking excited. And the one thing, for the love of fuck, JR, stop telling me how hot Tom Zank is and that he's single. Is he gay? Is he gay? Like, is it like a rib that he's talking about how single he is?
No,
I know he did it with Pat Patterson before.
Well,
it's just fucking weird.
It's very, very similar to how he like jacks off to Pillman's abs every time he's out. Well, you can clearly see with the vascularity that he's living in the gym. And I'm like, vascularity? Listen, that's the other channel, brother. That's Vince's commentary.
You haven't even hung out with Vince yet to learn the term vascularity. Like, what the? But yeah, I mean, Z-Man and Brian Pillman is just JR stroke time because he just fucking he wants to bang both of them. Big Cat and Motor City Madman are now a tag team.
Here we go.
And the announcers say, "Oh, they're picking on their opponents." Like we haven't seen the Steiners tossing motherfuckers to Pluto and back.
Yeah.
Dan and Sid are together now. They're the skyscrapers now. And I asked you, I'm like, did Sid get kicked out of the Horsemen or something? You just
and I found
you said
no, because randomly in the middle of their match on Starrcade, which by the way was all of 2 minutes, maybe, he literally says, Well, we do know Sid is still a member of the Horsemen, and they made such a big deal at the end of the match. And I don't know why they thought this was a sell. They were like, one last time as the Skyscrapers. Mind you, Skyscrapers never won any belts. They never really did shit. In fact, they killed jobbers and then died to the Road Warriors, basically constantly. And then maybe Doom beat them. So they are really, in theory, a very mid-card tag team in this company. So, no, Sid's still in, but he's not. And then there's not long where he's just gone out of it, and he's in WWF by the summer of 91.
It's just so weird because, like, Sid was literally just the hottest thing on the planet. And now they're like, oh, we're putting in a tag with Danny again. No arguments for me. Against the Motor City Madman and Big Cat.
Fuck.
Okay, and like you said, well, we'll get to that, but the match is approximately 2 minutes, I think. Like, it's just ridiculously short. This man was supposed to be a threat to Lex Luger at the Clash, and they just embarrass him.
Yeah. Well, I'll be honest with you. I have 0 for 12-8. Nothing.
Oh, bro, I got zip until Starrcade.
Because, and that's my thing, because this is very much an era right now of, it seems like they have a formula. The first show, the Fallout show, if we were talking in modern terms, of any major show, whether it be a Clash or a pay-per-view, is solid. It seems like that's where they set up all the angles. That's the good show. And then all the other shows after that kind of trickle down in quality, where like the next one's okay. And then the one before a pay-per-view, oddly enough, is the shits. It's just fucking promos. It's just vignettes. The matches are like, Bob Cook versus fucking Barry Horowitz. And you're like, oh, so everyone that tuned in on that Saturday was pissed. Yeah. And then if you notice this, though, this is the one thing I noticed about the intros. They're tried a little bit with the intros, where it was like a recap of the week before, and here's what you're going to see. And the little tagline before they shoot to the fucking JR babbling is the most watched pro wrestling television show in America. And I know there's no way that was true. There is no way that the TBS show in 90 was beating WWF. There's no fucking way. I don't know.
It feels like one of those things where like you take like some kind of absolute slice of a demographic, and you're like, oh, we got old ladies over 60. We're number one in that demo or something.
The southern part of Atlanta watches this show more than any other show, except for the WWF. That's their little criteria. But
honestly, actually, are we now at the time where it's sports entertainment? Because maybe that's what they're getting at. We're number one wrestling show, and they're sports entertainment because it's around after the steroid shit. So maybe JR's just.
If I'm not wrong, this is the era when the intro for WWF television was that fucking awesome, like, I'm thinking if it's the 80s, it was probably like a helicopter shot of where it's like that flying in the canyon shot up into the blue sky with the fucking WWF logo. So I do believe in that. It says the leader in sports entertainment. I think that's the first little tag where they did say that. So yes, I think this is very early sports entertainment jabber.
So you might be hitting that angle there of we're number one wrestling, they're sports entertainment.
Of course.
And yay us.
Yep.
Okay, Starrcade 90.
Here we go.
We are in St. Louis.
Yes.
We are getting into our patriotic propaganda era. Desert Shield. The troop overseas are definitely watching Starrcade 90 on pay-per-view. For people of Desert Shield. Desert Shield turns into Desert Storm once it becomes more of an offensive attack.
That's what I was
Shield, I think is the like protect. Oh, we're just protecting, and then it's like fuck America, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
F yeah. We get JR and Paul E on the mic.
Thank God.
It's always a fun mix. Also, we'll get to that later where JR swears. And then Missy's in the ring with Sam Muchnick, the greatest promoter in the history of promoters, as they told us last time. And his mic is not on.
His mic is not on, and let me just have a little ramble here about how we will not stop glazing Sam Muchnick in this build. Guys, listen. I understand that St. Louis For those nerds like me that are super into the history of the business, it was huge. It was huge. And on television specifically, it was a very important place to go because back in the day, before Ted Turner was Ted and Georgia Championship like exploded on cable, St. Louis was the top television market to be on. That's just the truth. Obviously, other than Madison Square Garden, the WWF, but it had that mystique. It was very, very cool. It had a great shot. They had the fucking talent. They had Harley, who's a fucking Kansas City guy. But this is the reality of the situation. Just like the same thing with Paul Bosch. It was a one city situation. Sam Mushnick did not run a territory. Sam Mushnick did not have to worry about several cities, several towns having to fucking, oh, this TV aired here, so I got to do this here, but then this other TV. He didn't have to be a quote unquote promoter. He promoted a town and he did it fucking great. Absolutely. I'm not saying he's not one of the best of all time, but he ain't the best promoter of all time by any means. Even in 1990, that motherfucker was not. I'm sorry. So I just wanted to get that out there. It drove.
Yeah, it's interesting because we've talked before about how NWA and WCW has such a love for this old shit.
Yes.
And I guess we're getting out of the territory era, getting into the more consolidated era. So maybe it still means something to people. But I don't know, man. If you just wheel out some 70-year-old dude who's like can hardly talk as it is, I don't know as an audience if I'm that like pumped for that.
Nah.
I'm from Scranton, PA. If they brought out, I don't know whoever fuck up there is important. Like, I wouldn't care. It's just it's such a weird thing. They totally just like live off this past, and it's like, bro, like, I don't know, man. It's just like, and Mike's not even on. It's great.
Oh, it's fucking amazing. But we go from that fucking turd to a fucking great opener, man. Bobby Eaton on his singles era. He's on his own. He's flipping his hair back and forth. He ain't got to worry about old Stan and Jim. He's just fucking out there. And of course, it could not just be, hey, Bobby, we're going to fucking bring you out there. You're going to have a big singles run. Oh, yeah, who am I beating in my big singles match? Oh, well, actually, you're working Zeman. And he went, you know what? It's Starrcade 90, motherfuckers. I'm going to pull out a classic. And he sure the fuck did, buddy. He fucking made this thing great. He took bumps everywhere. He was like, you know what? We have a flush ramp. And they're like, yeah. And he went, I'm going to take fucking a tope on that thing in 1990. And they're like, what's that? And he went, I'm going to show your ass. This was fucking awesome.
Bobby loves the ramp. One really interesting, fun thing for the show is we get Starrcade facts. As people are entering the ring, we get Starrcade facts. Now, here's a Starrcade fact that I absolutely don't believe. They're telling me Z-Man is on a 35-match winning streak.
No way.
This is what they are trying to tell me, is that Z-Man is on a 35-match winning streak. Also, just in case you weren't aware, he's a bachelor. JR, make sure we know that.
He didn't tell you his persuasion, but he did tell you he's single. So
he's mentioning it so much that I'm feeling it has to be a rib.
Oh,
if it's not a rib, it's just, I don't know. It's uncomfortable.
I think the rib.
I want Z-Man gone, and I want JR not to announce Pillman matches anymore. It like makes me uncomfortable.
I think he's tagging and bagging. I think that's the rib. I think he's like, okay, nice Zeman, good job.
I don't need lusty announcers. I don't need thirsty announcers.
Yeah, Bobby heard that, I think, and he went, okay, I'm gonna make it violent. And he took a fucking disgusting suplex over the top, and he lands on his shoulder more than anything. And he literally just goes, I'm from fucking Memphis territory, so he just starts selling it. Then that's when he takes the tope dive. I will also say this, Alabama Jam, favorite leg drop of any kind ever, anywhere. Fucking a thing of beauty. This was a fucking great, really showcase of Bobby and in a preview of what his 1991 will be, which I will say right now, I've heard many people around podcast spheres and everything say as well, it's not like a hot take, Bobby Eaton ends up being a fucking candidate for Wrestler of the Year in 91. No doubt about it. And this is kind of him, I think, tapping into that and going, well, fuck. I don't have a tag partner. I don't have a manager. I got to make this work. And man, this fucking ruled. I can't even put it over anymore.
It's good, yeah, because he really left behind and trying to figure it out on his own, and are doing a pretty good job for himself. I don't know if I've said this already or not, but Bobby loves that map, loves that ramp. Like he does so much offense off the ramp and with the ramp, and it's just kind of he's an innovator of the ramp, basically.
He really is. He's like the Tommy Dreamer of ramps. Tony Schiavone is in his Eagle's nest. He's still in timeout, but he's with Dick the Bruiser, aka Popeye, which we'll get more material there in the fucking main event. And I just want to let you know the line that he said that popped me so hard. I'm the champion of all cage matches. And I said, I can tell by the fucking road mapped head you have, sir. We know. All right. So he's the champion of the cage matches. It explains why the fuck he's here, to be honest.
Dick the Bruiser. What? Dick the Cutter, am I right?
Yeah. Dick the Scalpel. And then we had the Parade of Nations, which I was like, how Disney? You know what I mean? Let's just fucking have a little parade. We've had one match.
The Parade of Nations, where we have like the flag bearers come down, all white women.
Of course.
All white women. Why not? Carrying the flags down. Our first match, we get the South Africans, De Klerk and Kruger versus the Steiners.
This ruled for being 8 seconds.
The best part of the match, is one of the South Africans goes flying over the top rope.
Yeah.
And what we are used to in modern days is the opponent will catch him. And maybe powerbomb him or something like that, catch him. Rick Steiner doesn't really catch him. Whichever South African it is, his feet are on Steiner's shoulders, but his head and neck are on the floor.
Yeah.
And Steiner just laughs.
Uh-huh.
He's like, you thought I was going to catch you? It's basically they're just building the Steiners up to show that they're these beast U.S. tag champs.
Mm-hmm.
But this tournament, it's a thing.
It's a thing.
It happened.
And it was Rocco Rock that lands on his neck, and I think that's really a precursor for the entire trajectory of his later career in ECW, where he just takes gross bumps through tables. And you know what? It worked for him, man. And it is weird here, though, because he's fucking a mega goddamn athlete here. And it's like, damn, I kind of get what people mean, because that was one of the things that when I first got online and really got into indie wrestling, there was the Ted Petty Invitational from IWA Mid-South. People my age will know about that. And that's his shoot name. And I was always like, Rock of Rock? What are you talking about? Great worker? Because again, I only knew his shit from ECW, where he's kind of an overweight guy. Oddly enough, his finish was the rolling senton to the floor through tables. He does that here and dies. It's kind of a bummer, because it's like, fuck, man. I mean, he's in great shape here, too. I know steroids. He's a little short, but it makes you wonder, he would have been a great opponent for Pillman. You could have done something. Around this time, by the way, too, Owen Hart has a very, very brief run in WCW. I think that might be 91. We haven't seen him yet, I don't think. I would have remembered it. All that shit, it's like, fuck, they just didn't get it yet. They did not fucking get it yet. But yeah, this was not much. Scott kills him, desecrates the body of Rocco. It is what it is.
Cage match is showing it as 2 minutes and 12 seconds. Okay. It felt like a lot more punishment than 2 minutes and 12 seconds worth. The Steiners' first two matches in this tournament come out to less than 5 minutes.
You know what? Hey.
Total.
Yeah. That's how you build a motherfucking team, though, to be fair. So.
These people, we have no fucking clue who they are. So yeah, beat the fuck out of them. I don't care.
Especially at this time period. And the next match is more of that, because we get England versus Mexico. And this was a very fun match for me, because this is it's both a preview of the future and also kind of a sad reminder of the past when it comes to Chris Adams anyway. So it's Chris Adams and Norman Smiley for the English side against Conan with a mask. He has not lost his mask yet. This is not AAA Conan. He is still CMLL here. And Rey Mysterio Sr. And they cannot figure out his fucking name, by the way. They say Mysteric, Mysterioso.
I was gonna ask you, are you sure that's who was wrestling? Because I believe I heard it was Rey Mysterioso.
I will say his mask was fucking dope here. Not at all like Junior's mask, which he would adopt later, obviously. But I fucking loved this match. This was a great little mesh of styles, at least early on. Now, the finish is some of the most fucked finish wrestling you've ever seen. Like, you want to talk about Mysterio was just lost in the headlights. He does a dive after the 3 count for no fucking reason. It's fun.
You know, this match actually, it made me a little sad because, like, I just wanted to see more from Chris Adams.
Yes.
Like, hearing, like, Chris Adams, like, ooh. And then, like, he's in a tag match for 5 minutes. It felt, I want Chris Adams to be more important than that. I'd rather him against Michael Wall Street than Terry Taylor. You know, like,
yeah,
it's just, that makes me sad. But cool seeing earlier Norman, Conan. Yeah, it's fun. But yeah, Chris Adams just makes me a little sad. I want more of him.
Yeah.
If he sticks around, that'd be cool. But I incredibly doubt it.
Right, because we all know now Chris Adams' demons. Of course, he has passed on, I believe, due to those demons. I'm not gonna speculate on that, but I do believe so. I don't know how that all went, but it's a shame because, like you said, man, he was a super worker in the 80s. I mean, him and Gino Hernandez as a tag team, amazing. His shit in this era that he did with Steve Austin, who we don't know yet. He's coming in 91, by the way, so that's another one to look forward to. His trainer is Chris Adams. What a fucking shame. And what a shame this fucking promo is next. And I did hear the line that JR threw to Missy, and you'll love this one. He goes, well, we're going to throw it to the back to Missy. Hope she don't have an atom bomb dress on because that's a 50% fallout right there. I wonder why she sued the company. Unbelievable.
I feel like he also gave some other odd comment about her too. I mean, just that man needs a fucking release, man. If Deshaun Watson needs that many masseuses, I think JR needs it. That boy's just pent up on that mic.
Yeah, so there's that. She's with Jesus, can't speak. Alexandra York and Michael Wall Street. I mean, this is what it is. The only thing important here is my calculations say we're going to beat him by 8 minutes, 32 seconds, which they legitimately throw on the screen for us later. So that's a nice little deal. Michael Wall Street has a tagline now. Michael Wall Street is the news, and you're old news, Terry Taylor. Whoa. Got him. Burn. All right, so that leads us to our next little fucking tournament fiasco here. But this kind of rules because our buddy, the gimmick god, is back.
Our boy.
Jacko victory and Rip Morgan for New Zealand against one of the greatest grumpy men in the history of wrestling, Mr. Saito, and the fucking phenomenal great Muto from Japan. This fucking was great. This was just Saito beating the ever-loving shit fuck out of both the other guys. And then Muta coming in and being like, all right, let's do some spots. And they're like, oh, thank fucking Christ. He does hit a nasty German with the fucking finisher. And, yeah, this was just a lot of, Saito beating the shit out of people.
It's just funny because, like, where's the royal family been? They've been gone for like 9 months. It seems like also like, oh, we need teams from another country. Oh, okay, Jacko, we know you're from Jersey, but you're from New Zealand now. You're officially part of the crew.
Get your shit.
But no, Mr. Saito. Basically, I mean, okay, right at this point, we're like, okay, I know what the finals are.
Yeah. Right.
Mr. Saito, Muta, Steiners, and everything else is just foreplay, basically. Not good foreplay, but foreplay.
Not good at all. So that's really
especially this next match with Mr. Salmon.
Oh, dude, this is a thing. Okay, Bull Johnson and Troy Montour. I have no idea who they are. It doesn't fucking matter. They don't
They won the Canadian tournament to qualify.
You
weren't you aware of the huge Canadian tournament that happened?
I was aware it was an upset. They don't tell you who the upset was against, but it was an upset apparently. So I actually have a little bit of fucking backstory on this one because it is very intriguing. Because technically, this is part of the working agreement with New Japan because Salman Hashimikov is already at this point a former IWGP heavyweight champion. And if I'm not mistaken, he had some fucking classics with Vader. He had some shit with, I believe, Inoki. But the fucking man here is Victor Zangief. This dude is one of the slickest shoot style guys I've seen in like fucking forever, man. Like, and I've watched a lot of that shit. Brother he's the one that has fucking Dutch Mantel syndrome, basically. He fucking rules. The whole early part of this is just him tying up Bull Johnson into a total fucking pretzel. He just plays with this guy like an anaconda. He just is like, I'm not ready to choke you out yet. Tags in Salman Rushdie here. And he fucking just goes, you know what? Let's go home now. And gets a submission off a headlock takeover. I'm like, wow, dude. That's some George Hackenschmidt shit.
Yeah, I know the Russians, like they look cool. Like they definitely. I just looked at them both. They both started their career the same day. They said February 22nd, 89. Mm-hmm. They mentioned they were Olympians, but yeah, they were very like technical and seemed like guys who could kind of catch a thing. Also, at this point, in honor of Glasnost, the Russians are not being booed that much. South Africans get booed. Yep. Russians, kind of, okay. Mexicans, slight boos. Yeah. No reason why. I have no idea why.
And fuck the British. I did like that. I was like, yeah, motherfucker. It might be 1990, but we fucking remember those taxes, you piece of shit. Yeah, man, this is great. It makes me want to look into way more Victor Zangief because that motherfucker was so smooth. And he's smooth later, too.
That name almost sounds like the dude from Street Fighter, and I wonder if that's some kind of an adoption of his name or something.
It very well could be because, it's a Japanese game. He was in New Japan. He was very, those guys were pushed quick because at that point it was so new. You understand this. These kids, I very fleetingly understand. You know what I mean? But people don't really realize how big of a deal the Cold War was and how just having Russians that weren't just immediately evil to you. Mm-hmm. That was fucking revolutionary, especially for 90. I can't imagine. We got a Sting promo, another one. A little cokey, I would say. Who would have thought? Me, because I know anything can happen about the Black Scorpion. He's shook, but he knew he was going to be shook. So that's good news. Oh,
and also at this point, we have been told Rick has been replaced in the tag match. I believe that was kind of mentioned at the early show. I don't remember an injury or what they kind of said, but Rick has been pulled for a tag match. Barry is joining Arn instead.
It was the fucking limo takeaway
issue.
Yeah, he's gone. We witnessed a kidnapping and it was Teddy Long orchestrating it on camera, by the way. So what was his punishment? Nothing. He gets to be in a marquee match still tonight. Hey.
Crimes.
Yeah, fuck
crimes.
I wonder what Tony Khan was doing in fucking 90 in December. I bet he was watching this shit. Oh God! And the next
match is Michael Wall Street versus Terry Taylor. Who is the ring announcer? It's a different ring announcer, and he is not good at this job.
Because he's another fossil of the St. Louis fucking territory days. Because I heard the old voice of St. Louis wrestling, and I went, fucking great. Get the mothballs out.
Oh my God, dude. I mean, literally just like what the hell is this guy talking about? Alexandra York's at ringside with her computer, which is, again, a keyboard with about a 1-inch strip at the top. Where maybe she can see something. That is the computer that's controlling all calculations for Michael Wall Street matches.
Really?
And yes, 8 minutes and 32 seconds, I believe, was going to be our thing. And we get a timer for that. So we're very appreciative.
Love it. And thank God for us, it didn't go that long. I think it went about 6-ish.
Terry Taylor is ready to smack a woman.
Dude, can we just go ahead and put something to rest real quick in terms of Terry Taylor? Can we stop this? Guys, Terry Taylor's actually a really great wrestler. No, he fucking isn't. Okay. He is a Flair clone. Okay. First off. And I'm a big, like, if you're a clone of another guy, I kind of just don't care anymore. Not only that, he's a fucking dick. And then his Starrcade stat, if you remember, was his dad's a doctor. And I even wrote in my notes, that's why you're a fucking asshole. Got it. It all makes sense.
The 5-arm. I got my.
Oh, fuck you. And you stole Tito Santana's finish. Fuck off. Tito Santana is like 58 times better than Terry Taylor. So I had to say that. Also, how fucking weird is it that Vince pretty much called his hand that he was watching this filth? Because what ends up happening about a year or two later? Well, it had to be about 2 years later. He comes in with the IRS gimmick. What's much different? Let's fucking just be honest. He went more comical with it, which worked, actually. It actually made it better. It's just so bizarre. It's one of those.
It's funny because Vince probably saw Michael Wall Street as a face.
Oh.
He's like, oh, this guy makes perfect sense. Yeah, yes, absolutely. Right. We're going to bring him in. He's a face because just cares about money. That's my kind of peoples. Next match we get Motor City Madman, the Big Cat versus Skyscrapers. This lasts for 1 minute and 1 second.
Perfect.
The one thing that's kind of sad in this match, not much to talk about, right? But at the end, one thing that's kind of sad a little bit is Sid needs help on the powerbomb.
Yes.
To get the Motor City Madman up. He's like, this dude's fat. So Danny's like, all right, I'll help you pick him up. Yeah. So Danny picks up the show. And they always do like that's old Shield, team powerbomb.
Right.
But yeah, like Sid's like, I can't get this fat fuck up. So yeah, Danny's got to help him up, and then Big Cat just standing watching the whole thing, and then decides to kind of enter the ring after to stop the count. I put down Jesus fucking Christ. That was my only comment for this match. And what's up with Sid?
I basically, I'll be honest, I put this ruled. And
as long as it needed to be.
I can't believe you skimmed past it, although I can forgive you because they played it literally again like 2 matches later. How about that Wrestle War 91 video, buddy?
Bruv, I told you, man. They're coming to Phoenix, man. I'm ready.
But like Hayes and just the homoeroticism, we're gonna fucking get the cage going. It's like, is this a chastity belt or are we talking about a cage match in wrestling? I didn't know. I was cool with it either way, to be really honest. It was great, man. It was so early 90s. There's just chef's kiss on that, man. That was great. Just like the next match. You know me, buddy. You know me. Listen, if there's anything about old troubles, okay, it's this.
He's a Tommy Rich mark.
Yeah. Oh, you throw Tommy. Actually, I'm going even further with that. You throw Tommy Rich in any equation, I'm watching. You throw Ricky Morton as a babyface in the equation, I'm immediately. And then you tag them together, I'm sold. Then you tell me that they're wrestling the fucking Freebirds. I mean, you're kidding. And this was phenomenal. And this was also a master class in, hey, you don't have to do shit really in the ring to get the crowd fucking rabid. St. Louis was sitting there. They're like, oh, great. Sid couldn't even get that fat guy up. Fuck. You could just feel it. It was like, oh, it's the keel. Great. We saw Mushnick. Now we're bummed out. Fuck. And then they went, no. Let's give him a little Memphis tonight. Let's give him a little fucking Goulas territory for old fucking Hayes. And they just worked a beautiful Southern tag match. They didn't do anything special. They just went out there. They made the heels evil as fuck. Little Richard got involved. He's getting killed with a crutch by Robert Gibson. This had it all. The seconds, everything. Fucking awesome, man. This is great. It doesn't even matter what the finish is. In fact, you know what? We're going to keep the finish away from you. Go watch this motherfucker. That's what I'm going to say. Go watch this fucking match.
I think the one thing that's weird about the show is, especially the tag tournament, I didn't need these extra tag matches thrown in as well. Like it felt like so many tag matches.
Yeah.
Especially the tournament, right? That's automatically like 7. Yeah. And so it's like, if you look at this card, it looks like an AEW pay-per-view card because you're like, oh my gosh, 13 matches. And then you see like, 2 Steiner ones go 5 minutes and like, it's what it is. But it's just a lot of tag matches on this one. And the thing that we know with tag matches in WCW, there will be 0.0 clean finishes. It'll be a roll up. It'll be this. It'll be something fucking stupid. And that's just too much for me on one show of like, literally they're like, oh shit, we got to do the same shitty finish twice, I guess. Twice. Because they just run out of ways to screw over a tag team, basically.
And that was it. And so there you go.
I mean, as we'll see in the World Tag Team.
Oh, fuck. So again, like you said, what do? We go from that tag match to the semifinals.
No. Oh. We go from that tag match to Tony and Stan. You do not pass by.
Did I forget?
Do not pass. Do not pass by.
It's because I clipped the clip and then I didn't write about it. I should have wrote about it. Because to be really
Stan
honest,
Hansen will not abide your disrespect.
Yeah.
Do not make him find you. It's Stan Hansen in all his glory. Chew running down his titties.
Yes.
Chew running down his chin. Being an absolute madman. Is this where also Jim Herd comes out?
No.
And confronts him, or is that a different show? That's different, right?
12-1 maybe. WC.
I think that's where they set up this match. It's like, no, you have to have a match.
He was all pissed. Mr. Herd.
But it's Stan just being a maniac, and it's always pleasant.
I love it, man. I love it. It's so good. And then he does say in this promo of I know this rope's skinny, but it'll hold 600-pound steers back. Fucking awesome, dude.
And I feel like does the match change from just a bull rope match to a Texas bull rope match?
No, it's worse.
And then Stan. Okay, hit me.
It is a bull rope match that they promoted, and then either Herd or I don't like their standards and practices yet in WCW. So it had to be Herd, or I guess some Turner exec fucking idiot went, that's too, he even says it in the promo. It's too violent. So let's take the bell off. Okay. And let's make the rope tiny, which I don't know what that has to do with anything. And now it is a Texas lariat match, which apparently is a totally different thing.
And it makes Stan so much more comfortable being in a Texas lariat match than a bull rope match. He's like, oh, I've got home field advantage.
Yeah. We got Schiavone again. Oh, wait, no. Fuck, we got now
we get Steiner's first Bray and Conan.
In like a nothing match. How long is this thing?
251.
Yeah. What a shame. Because I think these two teams could have had a really fucking fun match. Like, this is one of those things where it's like, if the Steiners would have done a CMLL tour, this would have fucking ruled. They would have went like 20 minutes, had a great little, 2 out of 3. That would have been awesome. Here, whatever. And I love how on commentary, the shit finish where basically Ray goes for a Hurricane Rana. And of course, Rick just fuck that, power bombs him for the 3. Their reasoning was, and Heyman literally verbatim says this, well, he didn't want a Mexican doing his brother's finisher. Really? That explains a lot that Paul Heyman has said in 2025. But we will go on, I guess, and go to Schiavone, who we are proud of in 2025. And he is with the Horsemen. And they're trying to figure out what's going on here. They're like, fucking Teddy they just abducted Rick. And the best part, very WCW of them, they play that clip in its entirety while they're speaking. So you don't see them cut the first half of the promo. You hear it though. And then you see them and you're like, I mean, it's interesting that you have new merch, guys, but it's feeling a little white nationalist-y.
Barry is so odd right now because he's just not in anything. He's here by accident. He's been fake Sting. He's doing this by accident. He's just super backgroundy. We kind of forgot you existed and we're going to bring you in here and there. It's very odd.
Super fucking weird, dude.
He wasn't scheduled for the last 2 events.
No.
It's Barry Windham. Come on.
Hanging out.
You give me Terry Taylor?
This might have been around the time that Blackjack and Kindle were
it is.
maybe?
We're past that. I mean,
but
it's
I'm
past
just saying,
that. Yeah, that was.
maybe
Oh,
that's
he's out testifying, maybe? They're like, oh, we don't know if you might be going to jail, too, so we can't really put anything on you.
There you go. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Be fake Sting for me, thanks.
Good news is Barry's here to stay, though, thank God. So we got a great little run here of Barry coming up for 2-3 years. That leads us to another great little fucking tag match, and I know it's little because it couldn't be very long. It was Zangief and Hashimikov against Great Muta and Saito in the other semifinal. Another fun one. Zangief and Muta had fun shit.
308 on this match.
Oh,
yeah, this is the match where I was like, the Russians, they're not the Koloffs, but they're pretty cool. Like they were pretty. Like this is the match where I don't think I noticed as much in that first match. But with this match against Saito and Muta, I'm like, ooh, yeah, I really kind of like how the Russians are working.
Yeah, this is great. For three fucking minutes, Saito fucking destroys Zangief with the Saito and a lariat. He fucking lariats his shoes off, basically. And that's it. And so, like you said, we've got the tag fucking final figured out like we did anyway.
Like we did 2 months ago. We got it.
Schiavone is with Doom and Teddy, and they're very proud of themselves. They're feeling themselves right here. I love it. Ron has a great line. It was something like, we were born and considered losers, which I was like, yeah, great line, brother. And he's like, this looks like success to me. And I was like, Ron, listen, and I've met the man in person. Anything you say, I'm going to agree with because I know your credentials. I told him that when I met him, by the way. I was like, it's an honor to meet you, sir. And he's like, oh, yeah, whatever, man. He's so cool. And I literally was like, no, I know your fucking pedigree at Florida State. Nobody is a defensive tackle and is the runner-up in the Heisman voting if they're not a bad motherfucker. And he kind of looked at me and was like, yeah, that was a long time
I am.
ago.
You're right.
Yeah.
I don't have to brag about my bad motherfuckerage, but yeah, I am kind of a bad motherfucker.
Yeah. And then you also were trained by Hiro Matsuda and beat with a kendo stick for a year in a hot fucking gym in Florida. But this was cool. And it's nice to see Ron and Butch both get a fucking significant push in their career. Ron's, green, but he's starting his ascension. And Butch is on the downturn, but it's good to see him get his flowers a little bit because Butch was a guy.
And it's cool. It gives Ron that person to work with and learn their business. And yeah, so it's all those things we kind of love. And Ron elevates Butch, and Butch elevates Ron. Like together, they're great and learn from each other. And with Teddy in the corner, like they're such a solid tag team.
Yeah, they're great.
That flying shoulder block is just awesome.
It's
like
awesome.
Like it looked good. Like it looks like you hit a building and you're gonna knock it over.
He parlayed that in his entire career. Man, this fucking match. I mean, I literally wrote. Well, I'll just do the plug now, I guess. I fucking released my notes on Substack. I went, you know what? I feel good enough about this show and it's weird enough. I gotta fucking make this a goddamn post on my Substack. So troublesweekly.substack.com. You can find where I fucking literally glazed this bull rope match. I'm not going to call it a lariat match because that's stupid. Stan Hansen defending the United States Championship against Lex Luger. This is, to me, the second greatest Luger match ever. I think number one, oddly enough, same year, I think Wrestle War 90 is probably his best match ever with Flair, oddly enough, and he had a fucking staph infection. So, this is right there, man. This was unbelievably good.
I mean, yeah, it's just Lex and Stan. It's just these two beasts going at each other, attached to each other by the rope. You got to go around, touch all four corners.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's great. I would have loved for Stan to defend the title more, maybe have a longer reign. That would have been cool. But I also know Stan's fucking crazy and might be pissing off to Japan in a month. So it's cool. It gives Lex kind of that comeback story. Happens in the match, back and forth, beating the shit out of each other. Lex finally takes control, taps three corners, gets to the fourth corner, and Stan kicks Lex into the ref, who goes down. 20, 30 seconds later, new ref comes out, or Stan tries to start it over, and then the original ref comes to and it's like, no, Lex is the winner. Again, it's
Yeah, of
WCW. You're
course.
not going to get any consistency of a clear finish, but it
Yeah.
was fucking fun.
Oh, it was so good. And here's what the main reason why I was so high on this match. It isn't a Stan carry job. Lex fucking showed up here. This is not because that's a thing, that Lex gets a lot is, well, he had a lot of good matches or great matches with guys that were great. And that's true here. I think Stan Hansen, top 5 guy ever. However, I still think that had Lex not done the parts that he did, because it ends up being very 50-50. I mean, Stan gets Lex here to the point where you're like, he's a bad motherfucker. Going forward now, it's like Lex can beat anybody. He beat fucking Stan Hansen in a bull rope match.
It gives Lex like some street cred.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like he's kind of like before, me and my wife, we used to watch Broken Skull Challenge.
Yeah.
And we make jokes that some people's muscles are for show and some people's muscles are for go. And Lex very much looks like a show.
Yes.
But this is one of those things where, working with him and just it makes him more interesting for the future. Just gives him a little bit of a rough edge, which I like.
The only negative for me is, I mean, obviously, other than the stupid fucking finish that we mentioned, but that's just par for the course for WCW, is, and maybe I'm just a fucking psychopath vampire, it could have done with some blood. And I understand why they went without the blood for later, but this I feel like needed it more than anything. Yeah. Oh, you're muted, sir.
I was saying,
That
sorry,
was
I was
awesome.
saying, it's do we get blood in the street fight later? We don't
Yeah.
get it in the cage match, which is kind of weird. No, a cage
We
match.
did.
Give me some blood. But did we?
Yeah, ish. I'll get, yeah.
Ish,
It's
okay.
the whole thing.
It was just left over on the mat.
Yep.
But no, so Stan Long for our world, or is he gone soon?
No, he's. I'll put it like this. I know he has a great match with Vader in '91, when Vader finally is like here, but he's very sporadic. He's in and out. This is Stan. I wouldn't say it's Stan's peak in Japan. That had already happened in the '80s. He's a fucking megastar in Japan at this point, but he's in the weird sort of flux where he's in a position to put over the 4 pillars right now. So that's really why he sticks around Japan more, because Baba's like, hey, I gotta get these 4 kids over, and you're like really our top guy, period. Like it's him and Jumbo right now. So dude, I need you. And not only that, they start really working much, much more closely with New Japan by the next year. So he wouldn't have been around anyway. There is that weird thing where there's this weird anomaly, and I don't know enough of the ins and outs to really understand what happened, but this is sort of the end result of the cohabilitation of All Japan and New Japan. There's this weird sort of like 88 to 90 time where there's more times than not of them working together and having guys from both offices on the same show, like here, because you got Muda and Saito for New Japan. You got Stan here for All. Stan also had a run in New Japan, very short amount of time. There's a lot of flipping going on at this time, and there's a lot of I think it's Choshu related, but I'm meandering at this point. Yes, Stan is not going to be around long, and that's a shame. But it is what it is. And hey, you know what? He did the fucking best thing he could do. He gave Lex that rub. So going forward, I'm going to see Lex in a different light. I'm going to be like, dude, he's a top fucking guy. And he is. This was a fucking top guy situation. And another fucking top guy situation is next. The fucking tag title street fight. This is another one. This fucking ruled. This was great. Everybody blades. Everybody's bleeding. Arn's bleeding every fucking way. They're just killing each other. A lot of really unsafe chair shots. A lot of guys landing on their heads. This is just a brawl. This feels like it really sort of was meant for the ECW arena in '95.
Oh yeah, sure, absolutely.
Like just plunder, just shit everywhere, and it's that beautiful disaster that happens sometimes in wrestling where you're going in and you're like, well, fuck, Barry's in now. It's not even Flair. I will argue, I think that it did a service to have Barry here versus Flair. I don't think Flair would have taken the bumps that Barry does here.
Agreed. The one thing I marked down that was just funny is that Rick worked so hard for this rematch.
Yes.
He put up $500K. He put up his 80-foot yacht. He put up his Rolls Royce, and he's not even in the match. So it's just, and this is kind of funny to me. But yeah, I mean, these guys go out, and you're right. Barry replacing Rick is a trade up because he don't care. I mean, his dad's in prison. He'll put his body on the line. He's fine.
Yeah, of course. This rolled, man.
And then of course, we end in a double pin, which when they show the replay is such bullshit.
Yeah.
Because the other shoulders drop like a whole second or two beforehand, and the referee just counts them both at the same time. But yeah,
amazing. Really weird moment though, like you said, stupid finish, and then they just keep fighting. And there is a very real argument at the commentary table between Heyman and JR of what's the finish? I don't know. And they're like, well, if you don't know, what do I know? It's fucking amazing. It's so WCW.
This isn't though where JR swears, right?
I believe so.
I feel like that's in the Steiner. Is it here or is it in the Steiner?
I can't remember. He gets fucking worked up on this night. Like
He
Heyman
does.
is pissing him off. God, that's one of those things that, God, we got really robbed by the time period. I would love to hear the leaked, like, inside the headset conversations that are going offline, because I'm telling you, in their little private thing, he's like, shut the fuck up, Paul. You're driving me nuts.
I feel like it's in the Steiner match because they're talking about the University of Michigan again.
Yeah.
And Paul calls him the Steiner stupid. And the JR under his breath says, like, you're fucking stupid, or I'm not fucking stupid, something like that. And it's just so, I rewound it 3 times. I'm like, he said fucking. I know he said fucking. And he absolutely said fucking.
He did. And we got the same wrestle.
And then I think after he said fucking,
yeah,
Paul pushed the issue. And
yes.
He's like, oh, who's stupid or something like that. Like he said something afterwards to try to, like, I got you, bro. I got you, JR. I snagged you. I made you swear, bro.
Well, here we are. We waited, 2 months since we fucking revealed not only the tournament, but the brackets. I feel like it's been literally 2 months since they were like, number 1 and number 2 are these guys. It's Great Muta and Saito against the Steiners for the first ever and only Pat O'Connor International Tag Team Tournament and Championship. I don't know why we needed to add that. I'll be honest, I love this match. I really loved this match.
Oh, yeah.
It was given time. I don't know how long, but it was clearly a lot more.
Showing 10:52 it's showing.
Jeez. Yeah. Well, they got a lot in that 10:52 because they're, this was great. So the basis of this match, from what I can gather, is Muta's there for the flashy, like, goofy shit, because that's what he does.
And we know him.
Yeah.
We know him, so because somebody we recognize too. That's great.
And then Mr. Saito is there to be a literal human crowbar. And he does that. He is the only human that I can think of that can really, truly, visually bully Rick Steiner. And he does in this match. He literally is like, all right, kid. Yeah? How about I fuck with you? And he does. And Rick Steiner has to fight from underneath at one point. And you're like, what? How? I don't know. And then Scott comes in and he's fucking throwing Saito around. Him and Muta together is great. It's like, damn, we missed out on that IWGP title match in like 92 or whatever. It's just really good. And both teams understand tag psychology. At one point, like I said, Rick is getting the heat, or has the heat gotten on him by Saito and Muta. And it's believable. So this was great. I also love that they spike pile drove Scott to like hell. It looked amazing. I thought it was the finish at one point. I was like, did the Steiners win this? Of course they did. And I love the finish. This is one of the few finishes that I thought worked very well, because it's like, okay, the Steiners can't out bully these guys. And they really can't out athletic them because Muta's standing there. So what ends up happening Is it's like, just use their momentum against him. And that's exactly what happened. Saito's whooping some ass. Rick comes off the top with a sunset flip and hits it fucking perfect. And they really sell. He's like, I'm holding this fucker down for dear life. 1, 2, 3. Everybody looks great here.
Yeah, great match. But this ending is pretty much the exact ending as Butch Push Rick, where Ron is facing the crowd, doing a celebration, and the pin happens behind him. Muda's doing the same thing. He's standing on the rope for some reason, facing the crowd back to his teammate while he gets sunset flipped for a pin. And so, yeah, basically this one. And next show, we'll have another one that has the same exact finish, too.
Of course we do.
We'll put money on that. Where's FanDuel when I need it? No, I mean, great. I mean, the Steiners are like, their other matches were 2 matches less than 5 minutes. This match goes a little over 10 minutes. These guys, like, there's no downtime in their matches.
No.
If you have time to lean, you have time to clean. And it's like, if we got time to go, I have time to throw. They're just going to toss a motherfucker if they can. They're not going to get down into a headlock grinding move or submission move. It's like, no, we're just tilt-a-whirl backbreakers, tilt-a-whirl slammed, Steineranas, all that kind of shit. So fun.
Oh, it was great.
And the Steiners are now the greatest tag team in the history of the world.
Yeah. And the promo that follows is not the greatest promo in the history of the world. Scott Steiner is one of the anomalies in the history of wrestling in that I don't know how he went from maybe the absolute worst promo I've ever heard consistently ever to Big Papa Pump, like must see insane charisma television. I don't know what happened to his brain because it had to have been a brain thing. When I tell you he stammers and stutters through this fucking deal about I have 2 uncles. One uncle he was in Korea and Vietnam. And Rick even at one point is like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? And then Rick's like, into all our guys that are over in Saudi Arabia doing nothing. Get them. And that was it. They never touched the trophy ever. They never did shit with anybody or nothing. Fucking weird.
The 7-foot-tall trophy. I think it's humongous.
Dude. Bigger than Pee Wee Moore. I wrote that down.
Yeah, get that on the plane ride home.
Holy shit, man. Yeah, so that was that. And then, of course, what do we have left? The turd of turds. It's Sting and the Black Scorpion in a cage. Like, we needed that. I guess it made sense with the gimmick. And they're locked in there with old Dick the Bruiser, who is the worst referee in fucking history. He's just standing there. He never really engages with anything.
JR tells us Dick the Bruiser is the only qualified candidate to ref this match.
We have.
Let's go with the entrance. Let's go with the. Wait, are you going into the match? Because we have to hit the entrances still.
Yeah, that's what I was
going. The entrances. Oh, okay, yeah. So 4 Black Scorpions walk out beforehand. As we previously stated, you never know you're getting the real Black Scorpion, and then like a spaceship comes out.
Yeah.
The Black Scorpion ship comes down from the ceiling. I've got no clue what this has to do with anything. It seems very expensive.
Yeah.
And pretty pointless.
Mm-hmm.
And then Paul Heyman says on the mic, or Paul E. dangerously says, he's like, oh my God, this is so stressful. I can't take this anymore. And Paul, I've never agreed with you more in my life. I cannot take this anymore.
Yeah. And he has the audible emotes of, when the shitty pyro, it's so bad. It's so bad. And you can just tell that Oli, whoever the fuck is booking this turd now, who knows? They were like, listen, it's Flair. It's going to be really fucking obvious it's Flair. And that's my main issue with this entire thing. Is it a bad match? No. Is it good? No.
Also no.
You are forced to watch a Ric Flair match where Flair cannot give away that it's Flair. But the issue is nobody takes a back bump like Flair because he rolls through him because of his back injury. There's just, I've got this weird thing where like there are certain wrestlers that you can tell by their legs who they are. You could fucking put Matt Hardy in a full body suit. His bow ass legs are gonna fucking, they're gonna show. I'm gonna be like, that's Matt Hardy. He's got bow ass legs. Same with Flair, right? I know that's Flair. Look, he rolls around weird on the mat. No one does what Flair does when he bumps.
He does, though, try his best with his moves. Like he doesn't go to a standard set of moves. But that's kind of my complaint.
Yes.
If you're in a title match, you now have him in the ring. Use your full arsenal that's available to you, as opposed to these new moves that I'm trying to learn to hide my identity from this person. It just doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
If Ric Flair's the best wrestler in the world, be the best wrestler in the world and pull out all your stops. Yeah. Work the leg, like all those things. It's just not doing it because the drama of who is the Black Scorpion is more important than the match itself.
I don't even remember what the finish is. I want to say it's literally like a flying body press, 1, 2, 3. And it's like,
actually, we'll get there. Okay, a couple more things.
Yeah.
The cameraman sitting on a cage. I kind of love that.
Yes. Yeah.
The cameraman sitting on top of the corner of the cage in his jeans, just shooting down.
Just
so now you're trying to blend it.
Jeans.
Just a dude chilling on a cage, shooting the match. One thing that kind of bugged me was Sting didn't. Okay, Sting. He wants to get his hands on a Black Scorpion, and it didn't feel like he wanted to get his hands on the Black Scorpion. He didn't try hard. I thought he'd be going for the mask earlier in the match, and he doesn't do that till the end. And like, this is the thing that's been haunting his mind since he won the title, and it just doesn't feel like the passion is there to get this Black Scorpion at all. It's just such a weird thing. It just doesn't feel like it. During the match, the Black Scorpion puts his feet on the rope a few times during a headlock, I believe.
Yeah.
And Dick just keeps kicking his legs off the rope. Just keeps doing it. And I'm like, Dick might be a little biased. I'm not sure. He's just knocking his legs off during the match. And then you said the ending. And this is where it gets confusing to me, because I think Sting pins him.
Yeah.
And then they're like, there's still 2 minutes left. And I was like, 2 minutes of what? He just pinned him. And they're like, no, the match is still going on. It was like really confusing at the end for me.
Yeah.
Of what the hell? Like he pinned him but didn't pin him or something.
Yeah. And then, of course, the Horsemen come down. They open the cage. They're whooping his ass. And here's my issue. Even then, JR's like, what? Why are the Horsemen here? Why are they helping the Black Scorpion? It's Flair. And then we get this bullshit.
During the match, the Black Scorpion has his black mask on. Yeah. And that gets pulled off at some point for a second mask. It's like Scooby-Doo. Second mask. It's more of a white one. At that point, JR does start saying, oh, I think I see blonde hair or something like that. Yes. And so, yeah, Black Scorpion is so much more interested in keeping his identity secret than winning the fucking title.
Yeah.
Which just seems weird to me. But yeah, it's just so odd. And then the 4 Black Scorpions that came out to the ring originally, just some dudes.
Just some guys.
Just some people. I don't know who they are.
Yeah.
And then the Horsemen kind of come down later, and they lock the cage. The good guys come down later. They can't get in the cage. And the Black Scorpion climbs to the top of the cage to get away from Sting, so he can't be unmasked.
Yeah.
And he's just sitting up there, like on top of the cage while the Horsemen are coming down. And Sting is in the corner, like not knowing what to. It's just so not timed well or something like this. Rick's biggest thing is keeping his identity a secret, which is just hysterical.
Oh my God. It's an all-timer. It is such a piece of shit.
And do you realize this also means Ric Flair is a magician?
Yeah, of course. Yes. He's.
You never thought about that. He's a magician.
It's almost like
Rick
the
Copperfield.
Jericho wizard lore. Hey.
Fireball.
Kind of shocked. You know, they went with Spartacus as his next gimmick. They should have went with like Merlin. I feel like. Just have it go all the way. Yeah. So. Well, we made it. We made it through that piece of shit, and we go from that piece of shit to a whole other piece of shit. Oh my God. Actually, this is hilarious.
Dixie Dynamite.
Uh-huh.
This first match is appealing to me. Doom versus Lex Luger and Sting. That appeals to me.
Yep.
It's a little odd for that to be the leadoff match, but okay, I accept it.
Mm-hmm.
Z-Man versus Beautiful Bobby again.
For the TV strap, so he beats Arn for the TV strap. Great.
Which is good, because Arn has not been doing much of that.
Right.
Alan Iron Eagle and Tommy Rich. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Sid kills Joey Maggs. No surprise there. Oh, no. We get the Terrence Taylor heel run.
Oh, Jesus.
And he's wrestling Ricky.
Holy fuck. Ranger Ross is back.
Yeah. Ugh. Oh, God. Arn and Barry against the Renegade Warriors. That'll be a barn burner.
Yeah, I just want to do a quick flashback. Oh, commentary by Dusty and Jim.
Yep, Dusty's back. Dusty comes back in this show, I believe.
I remember when we moved into the 1990s, and you're like, now we get to the good stuff. No, man. Maybe the beginning of the year. The end of this year was fucking rough. But as somebody who lived through 1990-91, again, that was my 1 year at Central High School. That year was fucking just weird pop culture period. So this WCW era absolutely fits in with the MC Hammer, Vanilla Ice, Milli Vanilli of it all.
Yeah. This is definitely the Milli Vanilli of pro wrestling. Without a doubt. And then the main event we didn't even talk about, which is a very, even to this day, heavily debated subject, actually, which is it is Ric Flair who gains the world championship from now where we're at to Dixie Dynamite.
Which means we have to pay attention to the weekly shows, at least to figure out when the hell that happens.
Yeah. But hey, at least it's another 4 to 6 weeks now instead of fucking 9. And he defends that title against Scott Steiner. And this is one of those weird ones where a lot of people really to this day believe, which I think is insane, that Scott should have won the belt. And they will defend it till they're fucking blue in the face. And I think that's insane. But I also kind of get where they're coming from, because apparently in this time period, it becomes pretty clear, even to people that aren't necessarily in the know, that Flair is not happy and he wants out. And I do believe this is around the time, either after this maybe, or around this time, that they do the whole earring in the ear. He's going to be Spartacus. Like, we're really doing this. And Flair's fucking pissed. So I think that's a lot of it. And Scott got over. It was a weird thing. I've heard people that were watching at this time, they're like, no, like Scott in particular, because of his style, he did a lot of dynamic shit. I think that this is, you were talking about like it is indicative of that early 90s era, like the Milli Vanilli, all that. Well, this is also indicative of the wrestling era of tape trading. And this is really like when that starts to become a bigger thing in the fandom, and people are starting to see other wrestling. People are watching All Japan, New Japan. They're like, dude, do more. We're tired of this bullshit. We're tired of fucking Ranger Ross versus El Cubano. How about you give us a fucking match? And so maybe they sort of threw those expectations on Scott unnecessarily and unfairly, but either way, here we go. And if I remember, I have seen this match. It's really good.
Looking to see when Rick jumped. So Rick's basically gone by September. By July, Rick is gone.
Yes. And
it shows up in WWE in September. So
yeah, we have a long 6 months of just fuckery of what are we going to do? Who are we going to give this to? Flair's not gone yet, but we're going to try to phase him out, but he's the world champion. Stupidity. It's unbelievable. So
I know he'll have a big program with Elegante coming up at some point, but that'll be good.
Yeah, it'll be wonderful. And around this time,
let's see how good you really are, Rick.
Yeah.
Get a match with Elegante.
I bet he does. I bet he has a decent one too. That's the sad part. I think Dusty starts booking not long after this too. I want to say maybe by Wrestle War. So maybe by the end of February, he's booking.
Oh my God. Please. Get somebody good in there.
Well, a year from now in our watch time, we're gonna have that first ever Battle Bowl at Starrcade 91, brother. So, Dusty, what a magician! You want to talk about a magician? He's a real Merlin with that one, buddy. I actually am a fan of the Battle Bowl concept, but as Starrcade, not so much. So there you go.
But they've just been fucking around with Starrcades at this point.
Oh yeah, this is a joke at this point. Fuck, 89 was the Iron Man and Iron Team.
Yeah.
This is fucking the International Pat O'Connor clusterfuck. I mean, we're doing it all here. So, oh man, we're about to be in 91, man.
We are, man.
2 years old.
Sorry, man, getting ahead of myself and looking at that Wrestle War 1991.
It's awesome.
Oh, bastards. It's a dark tag. It's Eddie Guerrero and Ultraman.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Versus Cole and Rudy Boy. It makes sense because they're in Phoenix, so they're probably bringing in some luchas.
Yeah. Let's see.
Wow, man, I got some interesting. Wow. Okay, that one's definitely gonna be interesting. I'm ready for the Wrestle War. We'll get through Dixie Dynamite, and Wrestle War sounds dope AF.
Yeah.
Big Van Vader versus Stan Hansen. Come on.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, and then we have. Oh, and then in March we have that joint New Japan show.
There's Japanese talent on that show too. Yeah, we got some cool shit, man. Oh, Starrcade 91 in the Tokyo Dome. Oh, you're gonna have a boner that whole show.
Oh yeah, big time.
Man.
Oh my god, this is actually very, very timely actually for tonight, because this is not anything to do with the podcast, but we are recording this on the 19th of September, which makes it the night of the CMLL 92nd Anniversario show. And you mentioned that dark tag in Phoenix for Wrestle War 91, Eddie Guerrero, Ultraman, which, by the way, Ultraman is, of course, his brother. Let's see here. As my dog whines. No, it is not. Never mind. No, it is not. But their opponents, you said Huchilo, that is the original Zandokan. So Zandokan Jr., that is in CMLL. He will be wrestling tonight, in fact. He's part of this huge faction with Barboza and Defunto. That's the original right there. And Rudy Boy, I believe, is Rudy Boy Gonzalez, I think. Which he ended up being the guy that trained. Yeah, it is Rudy Boy Gonzalez. He's the guy that Shawn Michaels entrusted to train Bryan Danielson, Spanky. So that's also very interesting.
Like these early shows, looking at these early shows from 91, I already got a better.
Oh, yeah. So, with that said, as usual, social media, Jim has the greatest name in the history of names, the JIMDB, on Blue Sky and Threads. I am everywhere. I'm like Bo Burnham, basically. I'm Troubles Res, WRES on X. I am troublesweekly.substack.com for the written word. I am Troubles Wrestling Pod on Instagram and Threads. I think I'm Troubles Wrestling on Blue Sky as well. So that is me. And yeah, until next time, brush up on your lucha. Get ready. Fucking lucha, motherfucker. It's taken over the world. It's taken my fucking life over. And until next time, keep being cool, people.